Hey, what's up guys, John here. The entire real estate industry is about to go through a massive overhaul. I'm talking possibly 1.5 million real estate agents losing their job. The National Association of Realtors about 45 minutes ago lost the lawsuit for $1,780 million, suing all the real estate brokerages that are essentially associated to the National Association of Realtors. They're in big trouble, and if they don't pay up, fines could double. I'm going to show you what's going on because this is soon getting pushed to a national level to where all of this that we've been used to in the real estate industry, you go on Zillow, you find a real estate agent, you list your home for sale, all of that could be changed. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content to educate the people about what's really going on. And if you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com by clicking the link in the description to schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So, Missouri jury finds the National Association of Realtors brokerages guilty of conspiring to inflate commissions. Look at this. Defendants have been ordered to pay damages of $1.78 billion. Treble damages could result in the National Association and brokerages paying more than twice that amount. Think about that. $4 billion in damages, right? It also opens the door for additional potential class action lawsuits being filed in other states. You have to ask yourself, if you're in a real estate market like what we were in 2020, 2021, where a lot of home buyers probably overpaid in a lot of markets, now they're looking at the economy. Things are changing. Banks are laying off. A lot of people are losing their jobs. Interest rates are record highs. People are in a different position than they were a couple of years ago. Looking at the real estate agent like, hey, my real estate agent made 20 grand. Finding me a property on Zillow, right? Maybe I should join the class action lawsuit. There's going to be millions of people thinking that thing as well. They're going to be thinking that. Hey, my real estate agent, I paid 20 grand for them to find me a property on Zillow. Or, hey, I listed my home for sale. I sold it for $1 million, got a great price, but I had to pay 6% or 5%. I had to pay $50,000 to sell that property. Maybe you want to sue the brokerages. Maybe you want to join this action lawsuit, right? It might sound far-fetched, but that's what they are pushing for. They're pushing for this. So if this does happen, you can just imagine the amount of restructuring that will change the entire real estate transaction. All of this is underway. They go on to say the jury reached its verdict a little after 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks of testimony from the plaintiff. So again, the jury reached their verdict a little after 2 weeks of testimony from their plaintiffs and defendants. During their testimony, the home seller plaintiff and the lead attorney, Michael, argued that despite the defendants having antitrust rules and regulations in place, the trade group and corporate brokerages knowingly violated their own rules in order to maintain high commission rates. You have to ask yourself too, imagine you're selling a home for $1 million. Nowadays, that's not the mansion anymore. It's like a nice upper middle class neighborhood, right? $1 million. You pay $25,000, 2.5% to the buyer's agent. 2.5%. Pay $25,000 to a buyer's agent to negotiate against your best interest. They want to negotiate against you during inspections. All the problems that come up on the house. There's no perfect house. They want to hammer you. They want you to pay twice. They want you to pay their commission and they want you to reduce your price to represent their buyer, their interest. It might not make a lot of sense, a lot of people would argue. So when they are going in this direction, you just have to take into consideration how many transactions were done over the last couple of years. You're talking about 40% of all mortgages in America were taken out between 2020 and 2021. So if they go back 5 years, just imagine. It's like almost every home in America has recently traded, right? So you're going to look at a lot of problems that are going to be coming to this real estate industry. Judge Stephen Burrow, who is overseeing the suit, still needs to issue his final judgment on the case before the verdict is final. He has wide latitude in injunction relief. In a worst-case scenario, the defendants, Burrow, could ban the cooperative compensation rule nationally on the multiple listing services, which would prevent listing agents and home sellers from predetermining buyer's agent commission rates. Listing agents would have prohibited from sharing commissions with buyer's agents, and buyer's agent commission rates would not be published in the MLS, the multiple listing service. Alternatively, Burrow said, could also keep elements of the rule in place and require an offer of at least 1 cent in cooperative compensation, at least 1 cent. The class action lawsuit, which is originally filed in 2019, included RE/MAX and Anywhere real estate, essentially all the big brokerages. I mean, they own the entire market share. As defendants, however, it's a conglomerate. The two reached settlements in this suit, as well as two other common lawsuits. Daryl Frost, a spokesperson for Keller Williams, said that crucial evidence was not allowed to be entered and alluded to an appeal being filed. We are disappointed that before the jury decided the case, the court could not allow them to hear crucial evidence that cooperative compensation is permitted under Missouri law. You can see the bias. You can see what's happening here. Whether you agree with it or you disagree with it, you can see the direction that the court seems to want to take. And that's going to be against the real estate industry. He said in a statement following a verdict, "This is not the end. Keller Williams followed the law regarding cooperative compensation and stands by the evidence presented on the 100-year-old practice of sellers agents offering commissions to other agents who help market and sell their homes. Looking forward, we will consider all options as we assess the verdict and trial record, including avenues of appeal." A spokesperson from Home Services vowed to appeal the ruling in Missouri. Today's decision means that buyers will have to face even more obstacles in an already challenging real estate market, and sellers will have a harder time realizing the value of their home. Well, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. My belief, and I was a real estate agent for 10 years in Beverly Hills from 2009 to 2019, 90% of agents supply very little to no value. 10% of agents supply all the value. They're the ones that are out there trying to find POC listings and off-market deals. They're the ones that are out there, really doing the dirty work, finding a property that could possibly be rezoned. They're doing whatever they can possibly do to try to put that buyer in a really, really strong position. Or maybe a seller, they're trying to do the same exact thing and negotiate against all the other offers to get them the best offer and then really take care of their clients. That's about 10% of real estate agents. But for 90% of them, they don't really supply that much value. And so that's the fact. That is the truth. That's what I've experienced, and I'm sure that's probably what you've experienced as well. And so when with all that taken into consideration, you look at this market falling. In a lot of markets, 3, 5, 7, 10% of the purchase price has already been eroded due to the change in mortgage rates and change in real estate market. Do you think that a lot of people are going to lose value by not being able to hire a real estate agent? Or do you think that we're going to see a lot of new services come on board? Now, there's been a lot of discount brokerages and all that stuff that have been attempted in the past, many of which have failed for a variety of reasons. But to say that someone, if they listed their home on Zillow themselves, they hired a great photographer, took pictures and listed on their home, on Zillow themselves, that they would have a poor outcome. I'm not sure. It wouldn't actually surprise me if a pop-up shop came on and said, "Hey, look, we'll send you the photographer. We will have an expert negotiator." Maybe they have someone like a hostage negotiator that's actually doing the negotiations in volume. And we handle the negotiation, and it runs like a mill, and we offer a discount service or a flat fee, upfront fee, or something like that. That is, maybe they pay $10,000 upfront for the service, right? It would not surprise me to see all of these new pop-ups come out to try to dismantle the real estate industry and take advantage of this change. I'm not saying any of it would work, but I'm just simply saying there will be something that will come if this does happen, and most real estate agents do not supply that much value. Many do. 10% is a lot. You're looking at, 1,560,000 real estate agents in America, 150,000 real estate agents that are supplying a lot of value. It's a lot of value. But, when you look at the difference, 1,000,004 that aren't, a lot of disruptions coming. It could also force home buyers to forego professional help during what is likely to be most complex and consequential financial transaction they make in their lifetime. Well, home buyers agents are compensated on completing the sale, not on getting the buyer the best deal. For me, if I had no experience and I was going to buy a house, I would not. The last thing I would do is call a Coldwell Banker or Keller Williams or one of these brokerages, speak to the real estate agent that's sitting on the floor, which is the person that is answering the phones, and ask them, "I want to buy a good deal." What they're going to do is they're going to pull up the MLS and they're going to take me in a neighborhood and say, "This is a good property. You should buy this." And then you buy this property and you overpaid for it, and they just basically made an easy commission off of your lack of education, right? You want to be able to go in there and have the knowledge, be able to go out there and know what you're doing. So to say that you're going to rely fully on a buyer's agent to make the decision, A lot of smart buyers aren't doing it that way. A lot of smart buyers are doing their homework, doing their due diligence. They're really putting in the work before they go out there and decide, okay, yeah, I'm going to go buy this real estate transaction. So when you're looking at all this, they say home services and cooperative compensation rule help ensure millions of people realize the American dream of home ownership with the help of the real estate professionals. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Some of them, definitely. Again, I want to really elaborate on this. I think a lot of real estate agents create a lot of value, but I think most of them do not. I think most of them do not. And I think that when we look at this changing real estate market, a lot of people in America, everywhere in the world, whenever we walk into a world of problems, it's very, very seldom they point the finger in the mirror and say, the problem was me making the bad decision. The problem was me overpaying for this property. The problem was me. The problem is always someone else. The problem is always, pointed outward at other people that are the net result of the bad situation that most people are in. So when you look at this situation, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to start pointing the finger at realtors. And from the conversation that they're having here, saying that we are, they're going to appeal it, and they didn't even want to listen to what they're saying. To me, it's saying, signaling big changes coming. What do you think? Drop below. Hit the like button. Add me on IG. If you want to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com by clicking the link in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video.